I'm sorry, I'm gonna jump back to housing, but it's really hard to hear. Thanks. It's really hard to hear how every topic that comes up, it always jumps back to housing being, housing's unaffordable, there's inadequate supply, and then also to hear the opposition to SB 79. I understand that, yeah, local control is important, but as a younger person, it really feels that local cities just aren't doing enough. And a lot of my friends, my coworkers, we've all given up on the dream of ever owning a home. It's not going to happen. So it's really difficult to have it be acknowledged that housing is such an issue, but then actually be, given this effort to pass SB 79, and then to see everyone oppose it, because everybody talks about it's such a huge issue, but there's never a solution. And then when there is, it's not perfect, sure, but there is something. To see everybody oppose it just really, really hurts.
Thank you for speaking up. Your voice is so important, because I know, I've been holding these town halls over the years, and often there's a generation gap. Older folks that have the privilege of owning homes, are against. They're very, very much concerned about the character of their neighborhoods changing, the traffic. On the other side, like you said, younger folks are looking for their opportunity to own their piece of the American dream. And so how do we make housing more affordable? That's this difficult conversation that we're having, is exactly what is playing out statewide, but it especially happens, like a lot of people, the author of SB 79, Senator Scott Wiener, he knows the Los Angeles South Bay very well, because this is kind of like ground zero of some of the most heated discussions on, where and how to build more housing. So I absolutely respect and hear what you're saying. And I want to make sure that that while SB 79 got a lot of attention, over the years, as all the council members can tell you, there have been hundreds of bills, pro-housing bills, including many that I supported, I think, like with a lot of complicated issues, it's not either or, it's not black or white, but how do we try to craft solutions that work for everyone? I would have loved, I would have supported, a more modest version of building more high density housing around metro stations, for example, because, we see that being successful in places around the world. We know it absolutely makes sense to have more housing opportunities around public transportation hubs. But SB 79, in my opinion, I don't mean to be disrespectful to you, but I just felt like it went a little too far. And so a lot of times it's not either or, but it's a balance.